Loudouts and gunsmiths that were the best for me in the season 11. Okay, so first I have the die rage. Now it is not the best loadout, just it is in this trial loadout space for the accessibility. I like to just stack the loadouts in a way that would be easier for me to just switch through them when I have to make a switch. And overall die rage, it is just a great versatile weapon that has a pretty solid damage, so kills enemies quickly. 25 rounds mag is not a huge problem, and so it is really a usable gun. It is kind of like a versatile, can be aggressive, can be passive, but like around the middle in terms of usability. And the gunsmith, well, it is just this variant. I used to also use the marksman barrel, but at the moment it would just be too slow. And if you really want, you could replace the rage with HVK in this loadout. Just the problem is that while the gun is powerful, it has the con of having the 28 rounds mag, which used to mean that you have to have skill to use it and get a great benefit of the power. But nowadays the newer weapons are just better and easier to use. And for HVK I would make this change in the loadout. USS-9 currently the main best meta gun. It is basically a more aggressive variant of die rage, so it is not as versatile, it is just for full aggression. You kill enemies faster, you have better movement, faster EDS time, and 32 rounds mag, which is also pretty solid. And so the gun, it has no cons for aggressive playstyle, and it is certainly the best valid meta option, like I said. But die rage is still great because it has versatility, so it should not be fully dismissed. Now the gunsmith, currently I'm trying out the new Signox recommendation, which seems pretty good so far. But like my earlier gunsmith, which I was using, has the monolithic barrel and the no stocks, and it is the, at the moment, the most recommended one. Like in the recommended attachments you will find it. And it is certainly good, and I will make a video once I'm done trying it out. PP50, it is still strong even though it was nerfed, but the strongness now it is not as good. And if you want the best meta, you can just use the USS-9. And I don't know, like, I still have it because it is powerful, but if you want the best result for BP50, you should be using the 30 rounds mag, which makes it great in like smaller maps, but at range it is not nearly as good as it was before. And it's like it is powerful, but one more nerf and it will be gone. And in the current situation as it is, well, it is usable, you can use it, but like as soon as next better thing comes out, I don't think that there will be a reason to play it anymore. And so this is the basic gunsmith from the previous season with the big mag. The benefit of it would be that you can just spam bullets where you expect enemies to appear, which is nice. And like I said, if you want the more powerful option, you should be using the 30 rounds mag. Championships Type 19. It has great bullet spread accuracy, but is also good in terms of mobility and ATS time. And so it is a great versatile option, but more towards the aggressive side of the versatility, and I absolutely adore it. Like, I also have a loadout for the slow variant when I want to be more like versatile towards the passive side and kill enemies from afar, but my usual playstyle is a bit of an aggressive OBG pushing combined with like slaying around. And so this is just perfect. Fennec, on the other hand, even though it is still like the best close range aggressive SMG, but USS-9 is just a better aggressive SMG. And like, you can still use Fennec, there will be lobbies where it performs greatly, but if you see many enemies are using USS-9, just switch. If you see that you underperform with it, just switch. And frankly, I would say that the current meta is not really good for Fennec. Like, the Fennec itself is still powerful, but just it is not what the current meta needs. PDW, on the other hand, is actually great in the current meta game. Essentially, it is a variant of a BP50 which does not have as fast of a firing rate, but has way better mobility and ADS time, and 50 round bullets mag instead of 60, which is not a huge deal. And it is really, like I said, it is just very good in the current meta setting. And you certainly can have a dedicated loadout for it, or here I'm comparing it with the FAJ, which I believe is an absolutely crucial thing to have in the current metagame. Or at the very least you should have a loadout with a 50 rounds thermite manowar to take down the choppers. But FAJ is just better, especially considering that the movement of PTW is good, so I can pair them without any issues. Like, I don't really need the melee. And what FAJ does, it allows you to kill stealth choppers, sentry guns, VTOLs, chopper gunners, whatnot, so which is most of these things you will be seeing either every match or like every other match. And if your teammates aren't doing anything to take them down, then you have to take the responsibility and get rid of those things. More importantly, we have a fire support perk which has 60% chance to obtain viscosity that you destroyed. So basically you can take down the stealth chopper and simply deploy it for your team. Same applies for pretty much everything that you destroy, so you can get a VTOL, chopper gunner, sentry gun, Goliath, or even UAV or counter UAV. Oh, and the green cold-blooded perk, it makes me immune to the stealth choppers, shocker C, sentry guns, whatnot, so I can just take down the stealth chopper in peace without worrying about getting shot by it. And the pack I'm using on other loadouts as well, because it is a great pack to have. I can ignore the shocker C's, I can push into a BG even though the sentry gun is there, it will not shoot me. The stealth chopper, it will not shoot me, and like I can just run around with the cold-blooded. And then if I see that no one is taking them choppers down, then I switch to the FAJ variant. A more passive, slower range Type 19 gunsmith variant loadout for big maps, for when I want to be playing a bit slower and have better accuracy. As otherwise, like I said, if I want to just do more pushes, be more aggressive, and we have a championship gunsmith or USS 9, kind of BP50, PDW, whatnot. But this is a more passive accuracy loadout. And it is really great, and now the only difference from earlier season will be the skullcap pack, because the agile stock was nerfed, now ATS mobility is not as good. And you see there is the cold-blooded, just so I could be passive and ignore the stealth choppers and just get kills. Now, funnily enough, Oden was a gun that I would mostly just use to make videos and then remove from loadouts. Well, there were some seasons where I had it like for longer, but it used to be just a temporary occurrence. But now, once it was nerfed, I simply put on the monolithic suppressor after a recommendation in a comment in my nerfed Oden video. And I like it way more than the previous before the nerf variant, because it has just better ADS movement speed. Even though a stock has also been nerfed to make it worse, but just monolithic suppressor is better compared to Colossus suppressor, especially after the nerf. And it is a great variant which is like primarily passive, but you can also be versatile even towards the aggressive side with this gunsmith variant. And I absolutely like it, it has great damage, so it is just not as good of a range as the range Type 19, but it is another variant that I like to use for like more passive, more range playstyle. And as I was making my top 4 LMGs video, initially it was just about the MG42 and PKM, but then I've tried out Holger 26 and discovered that it is really great for a more versatile LMG playstyle. And so I have a loadout for the Holger now. And here I'm having a slightly different gunsmith with the different grip tape. It does not have a granulated grip tape, but has the one that increases the ADS time and reduces the sprint to fire delay, which I actually prepared a video for the next week. So this is just a bit of a teaser, I guess. And it is really good versatile LMG option, but if you want to have a slower build, rather a slower gun for LMG which would be more meta, then you should simply be using the MG42. And yeah, I have diamond camo on pretty much any meta gun or usable gun which I like to use, or used at some point, but I simply don't like how the diamond camo looks when combined with the characters I'm using, or even legendary mythic guns that I'm using, so you will not often see diamond camos in my videos. PP90 Bison, easy to use, big mag, and I prepared a video for the upcoming week with the marksman barrel, and I did not plan on including it in this best loadouts video because I personally don't consider it to be a great meta choice at the moment, but I saw Signox making a recommendation, and his build is with the extended light barrel, which I used to love, but now I found marksman better, but I will simply try out both variants and just further analyze and make a video, like I said, for the next week. So now this is just a bit of a teaser, and like I said, I personally don't consider PP90 Bison to be a meta choice. And one more gun from Signox I'm currently trying out to make a video for the next week. The Groza. Now, the thing is that it has a very awkward tracking while shooting at your enemy's ADS mode. For this reason I don't really like it, and I'm using Skulka Pack to improve the situation a bit. But even then, it's like it does not have anything where it would excel. Like, the range is not great, the time to kill, like, we have a faster firing weapons, so it's like usable but not really anyhow superior to like other meta guns. But I will also, like I said, I will have to try the newest recommended gunsmith because I was using the older one with the KGB stock. Yeah, so this will be the older one, but the newest that Signox recommends, it has a different stock. And yeah, so that would be all the loadouts, and so the main ones would be, at least for me, the Dire Rage, the USS-9, both Type 19 variants, Oden. After I made the video I started using it a lot. Now Fennec, no, not as good as it used to be. BP50 I'm still using because it is just a very simple gun, and it is not bad, but like, it is certainly not as good as it used to. And I think that, well, I kind of want to still have it, but it might just disappear eventually.